You're looking for meaning and purpose in your work.
Hello? Hello?
We all are. Every year, Harvard Business School Executive Education helps executives like you reevaluate goals and develop both personally and professionally to turn their careers into their callings. Don't be different. Be changed. Go. Start by going to hbs.me/go. That's hbs.me/go.
Blog Talk Radio.
Franchise pros, Stan the Man, Paul Segreto. Time to show you the way of franchising today. Hey, do you possess the spirit of an entrepreneur? Wanna lay your business plan down like a rug or a floor? Or maybe you have a dream of opening a chain of delis, or whatever passion lights that pilot light under your belly. Or do you want to start a business, fam, using the proven trademark from another brand? And grow together and expand like a rage of fire, from a single to a multi-unit empire. Well, pay attention to this podcast that you hear streaming in HD, so fine-tune both of your ears. And Stan and Paul lays down the law. Whether you want to be a franchisee or a franchisor, it's all about sustainable growth, the sensible franchising, proven concepts, the smart enterprising. So use your left and right side of your brain and absorb this knowledge here, franchising today. Badlands, baby. Franchising today. Sustainable growth, the sensible franchising. Franchising today. Sustainable growth, the sensible franchising. Franchising today. Franchising today. Franchising today. Yeah.
Hello, everyone in the franchise world. My name is Paul Segreto, and this is Franchise Today. Today is Wednesday, May 2nd, 2018. Can't believe we're already into the 5th month of the year. And, of course, that means 5 months this year with my ever-loving co-host, the infamous Stan Friedman.
Hey, Paul, how we doing today?
We are doing fine. It looks like spring is upon us. It was amazing. I was looking at the Today Show today, and although 10 days ago there was snow in Boston, today it's going to be 87 degrees. This is some crazy, crazy weather we're having.
Yeah, go figure. I mean, that's insane. I was talking to some people up in Minnesota yesterday, and they're just still holding their breath praying that it's over.
It's crazy. Well, we've got, some good things to report this week, Stan, so I'm going to jump right into the front of the house. I'm proud to announce a new podcast coming out, sponsored by Franchise Foundry, which is going to be Franchising and You, and it's going to be a candidate-focused show that's going to start on Saturday, May 12th at 8 a.m. Central Time on Blog Talk Radio. For our loyal listeners, look for it in your mailbox, in your email box, and, of course, online throughout all kinds of social media platforms, and it'll be the hashtag Franchising and You. Also, I want to remind everybody that it's National Small Business Week. There's a Twitter chat tomorrow, hashtag Small Business Week. That's May 4th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, I want to remind everybody that franchises are small business as well, just like every other mom and pop across Main Street, USA. And speaking about Twitter chat, Stan, today we are live on Twitter, on a Twitter chat, using the hashtag Franchise Today, so we can continue the conversation long after the show airs. And, of course, Stan, I can never get enough of our opening jingle.
Well, Paul, you're going to get a bunch more of that today because we've been able to anchor to us today Eric Badlands Booker for a quick cameo appearance on the front end of our show. And it is a tremendous pleasure for me to introduce the audience to the man who has become the people's champ, and we call him that in Buffalo every Labor Day weekend, as he is one of those that competes with Joey Chestnut and the whole group of International Federation of Competitive Eaters for the National Buffalo Wing Festival's United States Competitive Wing Eating Championships. Eric Booker, though, is just a whole lot more than a competitive eater, Paul. He's absolutely just a focused personality on making people happy, making people smile, making great music and performing it as well as a rapper. And as he's done for us, you always talk, Paul, about how you can't get over the fact that I just sent Badlands a few words about our program and a few words about franchising. And in the space of half of an afternoon, he sent me back the recording that we begin the program with every week. And you always talk about how incredible that is to you, that this guy could have done so much so quickly. But here's what you don't know about Booker. He does a lot more than that quickly. He's eaten 15 burritos, Paul, in 8 minutes, 2 pounds of candy bars in 6 minutes, 4 pounds of corned beef hash in 1:58 seconds. I could keep going, but I think you get the idea. I'd love to just introduce you to my good friend, Eric Badlands Booker. Booker, welcome to Franchise Today.
Thanks a lot, Stan. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me. Hey, what's going on, Paul? I appreciate you and your kind words also.
Wow. Badlands, baby. Badlands, baby. I love it.
I told Paul we're going to just, Paul has viewed you like something like a rock star. He's a little bit of a groupie today, and he wants to. Yep. And we want to all know, how do you do that, Badlands? How do you get a few words about an industry that you've never really been involved in, and pull off and deliver a composed piece of music like that in the space of just an hour or two?
Well, the few words that you gave me, Stan, were very, very powerful words. So you in a sense, you pretty much helped write that rhyme, and it's just, I pretty much pictured myself as being like a small business owner, right? And just saying, I'm here, I got my little business, and where do I go from here? Do I want to just compile on that and just franchise with my brand and what I put out, or do I want to just I like Nathan's, maybe I should just jump on a bandwagon, become a franchisee, and just use their model and just make money that way, or just have a chain of Nathan's stores. And I just pretty much just dreamed about how it would be, and then I just incorporated that into a rhyme. I did my research on Google, made sure that I knew the difference between a franchisee and a franchisor, and just wrote a rough draft, then edited, and then laid it, and then here you go.
Amazing.
I mean,
Paul,
the inflection of your voice, Eric, at the key moments. I mean, I think about it all the time, like when you say you transition to a franchise empire. It's just tremendous. And then, of course, I love the way you just take it home. Badlands, baby. I think it's just phenomenal.
I'm going to give it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Badlands.
No, I was just saying, Paul. It's just when I write rhymes, I try to paint a picture with my words. I try to see if you can audibly imagine what I'm trying to say. You can see yourself in the lyrics. So it's it's important not to just just to say the rhyme. It's pretty much to envelop you into it, audibly. So it's I pretty much want you so when I get to that part where I want to have a franchise, an empire, I make it big, because it's I'm starting small, and then when I get to the goal, it's I'm on top of the world pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Stan, you know what I was thinking about? I mean, with the information that you gave him, and he just precisely and concisely took that message into 1:28. I think from now on, I'm going to take my franchise presentations to candidates, kind of give it to Eric and say, give me 1:20 back. And I think I'd have more deals closed.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite our audience to have a closer look at Eric Badlands Booker, because it could very well be that we've got people in our franchise audience who could utilize talents like Badlands to take what is blah, 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 down to a minute and 28 seconds and put some music and rhyme to it. I know a couple people, and present company included, that could use some more of that. So I'm going to invite the audience to have a look at Badlands online, and you can find him at badlandsbooker.bandcamp.com. That's badlandsbooker.bandcamp.com. And you'll find Booker's got a whole store up there. He's got Bluetooth bebop headphones that he markets with his logo, and he's got a bunch of merchandise all under the Hungry and Focused umbrella. My terrific friend, composer, rap artist, major league eater, can't wait to see you in a couple of months in Buffalo at Badlands, and thank you for what you've done for franchise today. And I thought it would be a lot of fun to get you in here just to say hi to Paul and to share a minute or two with you. So thanks for doing that with us.
Oh man, I really appreciate you having me on. It's quite an honor, and you know it's good meeting you, Paul. You know, over the air. You know, pretty soon. You know, hopefully sooner or later I get to meet you in person, and you know, Stan. You know, whatever you need. You know, Badlands got you.
You're the man, Booker. Love you to death, Eric. Thanks so much for coming on.
Love you guys. Okay, appreciate
you.
Y'all. All right.
Bye-bye. Stan, I think what I'd like to do is invite Eric with us to Katz's Deli the next time we're in New York, because I honestly believe that nobody would be looking at the amount of pastrami sandwiches and knishes and egg creams that I would devour if we were sitting across from him. I would not feel as guilty.
You know, you gave me a good idea last week, and I brought him on, and you've given me yet another good idea. We're going to be in New York in just 4 or 5 weeks, Paul, and let's make it a date, and we'll do it.
Yeah, that'll be great. Well, today it is about serving others to help create a brighter world. And this week on Franchise Today, I'm proud to introduce our guest, Chris Fisher, the founder and CEO of Shine Window Care and Shine Holiday Lighting. And we're looking forward to Chris sharing how he followed his grandfather's advice. And instead of taking a sales job, he opened a window cleaning business in Austin, Texas, and then decided to hand the keys over for a short while as he took a pause and gave back. So with that, I'd like to introduce Chris Fisher. Chris, welcome to Franchise Today.
Hey, guys, it's a pleasure to be here, joining the franchise pros, Stan, the man, and Paul Segreto. I love that. That is awesome.
Yep. I tell you, it is a great honor to have somebody like Badlands, you know, give us his time to put out the type of song that he did, and I really respect that type of talent. Of course, being a big eater, but certainly not a professional eater. Like myself, I mean, I'm in awe of what he's able to do there. I mean, certainly a competitive skill. You know, Chris,
not fun to watch.
We kind of
not pretty to watch, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. I still think the hot dog eating contest should be eating the hot dogs traditionally, as opposed to soaking the bread in water and all that other stuff. Anyway, so be it.
If I get 4 down, I'm feeling
Chris,
pretty good about myself. I just can't even imagine.
Yeah, well, Stan, real quick, how many hot dogs was the champ last year in Coney Island?
Hot dogs, I think we're about 100.
80?
Yeah, no, it was more than that.
I mean,
I can tell you, with Chestnut, with wings, did 168 wings. I think he probably eclipses that in hot dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even going there. Well, anyway, Chris, as we like to do with each of our guests, we don't wake up one day and say, you know what, I think I'm going to get involved in franchising. There's very few, schools out there that have education in franchising. Of course, we did have Dr. John Hayes on a few weeks ago and what he's doing down in South Florida. But, it's few and far between, so we don't just wake up one day. So why don't you kind of just back us up some to, growing up deciding to follow your grandfather's advice and kind of bring us to the day you decided to enter franchising. Give us a little bit of the story.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. So I'll jump into that story. Growing up, we had 5 kids in our family and had a great growing up life. I had a grandfather who was in our life and would take us fishing occasionally. Being a kid, I looked at him, and he was this big guy, 6'5", big hands, and he walked with a little bit of a limp, but had this thick Dutch accent, and just liked to be around him. He just felt really wise around me. And there was a time we were going fishing, and he shared just something briefly, some wisdom, and he said, "Chris, it doesn't matter what you do. If you can be your own boss, go for it." And I kind of took those words and thought, yeah, that's cool, Grandpa, and didn't really understand everything that was behind that. But as I grew up and a little bit before he passed on, he wrote a book and shared his story, which we didn't really know much about. He was kind of quiet about it. But he grew up in the Netherlands, and at 17 was taken in by the German Nazis and entered a concentration camp. And many of the people in his camp ended up dying in that camp. My grandpa was beaten but that limp is also what ended up getting him out of the camp. There was one German who kind of took a little pity on him, and one day with a gun at his back took him to a train and said, "Go home." And so my grandpa's got that story of freedom. Back in the Netherlands, there was a movement to go to America for a better opportunity, and he jumped on a boat and moved to America and started farming with nothing, and just grew his family when his wife came over, and bounced around the United States and ended up in Michigan and was a chicken farmer and became successful. But that advice of being your own boss has so much more to it than just being independent. It's really that freedom to follow your dream and to be passionate about it.
Interesting story. I mean, really, heartwarming to see or to read about, your grandfather's plight and what he described to you as to, what you should be doing. And of course, you decide to open a business, but then as life often does to us, we get some challenges thrown in the way. So explain, as you decided to, you opened your business, you got it up and running, and then life handed you a very big challenge.
Yeah, sure. That's life is kind of the sum of our challenges and how we attack them and get over them and keep moving on. My wife and I started the business and grew it slowly and added some employees, and we're enjoying that ride. And then we kind of felt a little nudge from our daughter, actually, to adopt. And so we ended up adopting a little girl from Ethiopia when she was 4 years old. So we flew to Ethiopia and met her there and then brought her back with us, and she became part of our family. Not long after that, my wife went out for a little jog with her sister, and they were just talking about breast cancer because it does run in our family. And she checked and mentioned something to me, and I said, "Yeah, you should probably go to the doctor and check into that." And she went, and at 32 years old was diagnosed with breast cancer. So we had a battle on our hands, and so we fought that battle, and today she's 7 years cancer-free, so I'm happy to say that she beat it. And but that led to a few more things, a few more challenges. One of those was about a year later, shortly after we had decided to franchise and gone through the whole process of getting our business ready for that. We had a little sit-down at Panera Bread with some friends, and we thought they were doing a ministry in Uganda, and we thought, we can help them out financially. And by the time we were done with our conversation, we were given the question of, would you come to Uganda and help us? We need business people to help with some of the problems and issues that we have there. And my head was screaming, no way, and my heart was telling me something different. So after some prayer and a lot of thought, we decided that, we could do that. So we hired a CEO to run the company, and we moved to Uganda for 2 years with our family.
So, tell us about, that period. I mean, you hand over the keys. Tell us, how long you were gone and what you felt was the experience like when you actually came back.
Yeah, guys, truthfully, Shine was my baby. We had poured so much into it, and it was part of our dream, but really what it forced us to do was surrender it and kind of look at it from a different way and say, we've got guys that are part of this who can handle this and can push it forward. And so we took the leap and went to Uganda, and the team did awesome back here and really helped launch us into the franchise world. And after 2 years, we decided to come back and integrate ourselves back into the business.
So who was it that took the helm while you were gone? And who was it that you were able to entrust with just throwing the keys and saying, make it happen, we'll see you in 2 or 3 years? I can't even begin to understand how you overcame the first hurdle, much less, your baby, as you said, and setting it free. Who did you give it to, and what happened next?
Sure. It's funny you mentioned keys because we actually had a key ceremony, and it was Matt DeYoung. And Matt's got a story himself. He wasn't a part of Shine or the business, and I didn't know him very well. I just known that he had also adopted from Ethiopia, and he had moved his family to Tanzania to help with business there. And while he was there, his daughter got sick, and they came home thinking it was mono and found out she had leukemia. So that prohibited them from going back to Africa, and their hearts were crushed on all sorts of levels. But I ran into him also at Panera Bread when I was going through this and said, what do you think about joining a team that wants to do kingdom business things? And Matt said, I'm in. So he prayed about it and left his position where he was at and took the helm. And now, recently, Matt has moved to Belize, and he also has his PhD, and he's doing work there, leading teams to go and have retreats and just experience a different way of thinking about business and third world missions. So I'm really proud of him and just thankful for the work that he gave to us to keep us going.
That's an amazing story. And, Paul, when we have sometimes those segments that we love to do at the beginning of the program when we talk about things that you just can't make up, this one we could do an hour on. That alone. It's an amazing set of circumstances and life situations that would have toppled the average person, and you just keep going and going like an ever-ready battery. It's amazing. So walk us through the years that ensued from there, and you're back stateside, and you're back into the business, and tell us a little bit about how this business is operated from the consumer's point of view. Tell us what your customers see and think and feel and experience as consumers of your services.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. When we came back from Uganda, we actually brought a couple of the little ones with us. We didn't intend to do that, but we came back, so we had 6 kids. 2 of them were from Uganda, 1 from Ethiopia, and 3 were biological. So we had quite the family, and we were used to that warm weather and some different things. And coming back, I didn't want to jump right back in, so Matt remained the CEO for a while. And so we decided to move down to Austin, Texas from Michigan and start a location up there so I could get back into it at the ground level and just kind of re-examine our systems and see where we stood. So we did that for a year here in Cedar Park, which is just north of Austin, and I had a general manager that we ended up turning the business over to, and then took the CEO. But one of the things that we're focused on is our mission, and that's kind of what guides us, and that's to be a light. We really feel it's important to have a mission, and ours is to bring the light. There's a choice to make for all of us to bring light or darkness, and we want to bring the light and bring joy and happiness to others. And so our consumers experience that. It's something different. We try to smile, and we try to go the extra mile, and really focus on being a light, whether it's just in their day or their week or however we can serve them. It goes back to our faith. Jesus was a great leader, and he said to be a leader, you have to become a servant. And that's really what we focus on being that light, is being that servant, being willing to do the dirty work for others and do it with a smile. And it's been great to be able to be part of that with our staffs and our franchise owners, and it's very fulfilling.
How big an organization are you today? Just the company side of, not counting franchisees, just the corporate side of business.
Yeah, we've got 5 of us that are actively involved in the franchise side of things. And our intention is to remain really close to the business. So we have a lot of partnerships that we utilize as well, kind of boutiques that we can continue to build on our franchise system and still remain real close to our franchisees and what's going on.
And your consumers. Obviously there's a culture here that I can just feel. I'm not seeing you, but I feel the sincerity and the depth of your commitment to a values-driven business and being a servant leader. How does that flow though inside your organization when you're looking not only for, we'll talk franchising in a little while, but even within the corporate side of the business, the alignment with similar like-minded people would seem to me in your business to be something that's an absolute mandate. Would I be correct?
It is a key. It is central. It's everything. So they got to get it. They got to want it. And they got to believe in it. So to be together united, it is a mandate. But it's not a forced mandate. It's a I want to be part of that mandate. So we're looking for people who really want to be a light and create that brighter world for others. And by doing that, they find joy. And it's results, but it's also people, and we try to keep that in mind in all of our decisions. So recently we've hired on a gentleman who's got a lot of franchise experience, Chris Goethe, and he just exudes servant leadership. You meet Chris and you just, I don't even have the right words to say, but just when I met him for the first time, it was just, I trust this guy. And not many people have that. I'm pretty, I kind of hold my judgment there, but with Chris, it was special. And Lee DeYoung has been with us for many years, and just a bright individual who loves serving and loves building business. And Linda's a bookkeeper. We just have a fun team that loves working together to build this.
Oh, that's great. You're listening to Franchise Today, now in its 9th season of podcasting. I'm Stan Friedman, along with Paul Segreto, and we're talking today with Chris Fisher, founder and CEO of Shine Window Care and Shine Holiday Lighting. Franchise Today is brought to you by the Franchise Foundry, where Paul and his team have been bringing emerging brands to market for more than 30 years. The Foundry fosters healthy, sustainable growth for their clients, the kind that comes from experience. The Franchise Foundry provides both coaching and consulting, a hybrid, and delivers more effective solutions for both the franchisor's corporate team as well as for their franchisees. The Franchise Foundry team is rich in practical hands-on experience and expertise with general business management, operational and change management, digital marketing, and, of course, franchise recruitment and development. Plus, the Foundry team can also assist with creating roadmaps for potential mergers and acquisitions and providing the guidance needed to navigate them. Learn more about Paul Segreto and the Franchise Foundry and their expanding list of clients at www.franchisefoundry.com. Franchise Today is also brought to you by FRM Solutions, offering best-in-class CRM and document management software designed specifically for franchising. FRM empowers real-time business intelligence, communication, and collaboration between all members of the franchisor's team and prospective as well as existing franchisees. This enables you to simply and seamlessly track, access, and manage all messages to and from prospective and existing franchisees, including text. Legal and compliance is simplified too, with FRM's document management, and even site visits can be digitally facilitated and scored with FRM. Make today the day you give FRM a look, and assure that all of your candidate and franchisee correspondence, including texts, are being permanently tracked and stored in candidate and franchisee records. No long-term contracts, multiple upgrades each year at no additional cost. No excuses, just solutions on the web at frmsolutions.com.
Chris, as you, right before we get into the franchise model, I know as you continue to develop the business, you found the need to extend the business to cover the 12 months, which of course is certainly a great move, because you certainly don't want to lose good employees during the months where people might not be as concerned about cleaning their windows. Tell us a little bit about that jump into, holiday lighting and what that has meant to the business model.
Yeah, holiday lighting has brought an emotional piece to services. Christmas time is just a time when people are thinking happy thoughts, and we get to be a part of that. We love being a part of the families that we serve with our Shine family, and being able to help design and then put up Christmas lights and keep our staff busy through the holiday season, and then the takedowns in January and February kind of gives us that full cycle of work for our clients. And it's special, guys. They've been washing windows and power washing, and they can kind of switch gears a little bit and go put up the Christmas lights. It's kind of fun, and they do the drive arounds and look at and see what they've done. So it's a fun time of year.
So certainly from a business model, it keeps the revenue flowing, which of course is certainly what franchisees are going to look for, or franchise candidates going to look for as they explore, franchising in your opportunity. So from the perspective of the franchise opportunity and actually the franchise, what does the day in the life of a franchisee look like with Shine Window Care and holiday lighting?
Yeah, our franchisees either take the reins as the general manager, or they hire a general manager. So from the general manager perspective, one of their main jobs is to hire and then lead a team. So they're trying to pour into that team, and they do that with their values and the things that we're all committed to. So they're leading that team, and then they take part in the estimating and selling of the services that we provide. So they have that touch point with it. And then managing the business. We've got a lot of help in the marketing area and the finance area, so we help them with that area of the business, but they grow it that way. And then an owner can also hire a general manager and then be a little bit more passive, but still take that front running in a business. So, for example, we've got, I'll tell you just a quick story, kind of fun. Mark owns a location in Midland, Michigan. Not a huge town, but just a nice, fun town in Michigan. And he actually worked for another location and told his in-laws about Shine, and they thought I'd do well in their community. So Mary, her husband was a doctor, started a Shine in Midland, and Mark came and worked for her. And they did that for a couple of years. And then Mark and his wife had a little one, and then they decided to buy the business from Mary and now run that business. But also while they were there, Mark was working out and had a friend there named Dave, and he thought Dave would be great in this business with me. And Dave looked at it, and he wasn't really happy in his corporate job, and looked at the business and said, not only would I be happy doing it, I'd like to do it myself. So he opened one in Lansing and now has just also become a multi-unit and owns one in Traverse City, Michigan. So it's fun watching that happen within the organization. It gives me a ton of joy. So tell us who you look for. What's the type of individual you look for as a franchise candidate and looking forward to having them on as a franchisee? Yeah. Someone who's a go-getter. They enjoy winning. They love to push forward through obstacles. They like to solve problems and see problems as opportunities and push through them. And have a passion for serving others. And together those two things really make a good franchisee for us.
Are your franchisees...
And what is... Go right ahead.
I just wondered a quick question, Paul.
Sure.
As the brand has two titles, two names, is it one franchise or are these separate franchise offerings between the holiday and the window business?
What we found is that when we sell the Shine Window Care brand, it's great to have the Shine Holiday Lighting with it. So those get sold and awarded together. But the Shine Holiday Lighting has also served a need for some who have businesses that are busy 6 months out of the year and run into that problem of staffing, and they want to continue to help their employees with staffing, and especially if they get guys that really fit well into their system. They don't want to lose them. So to add the Shine Holiday Lighting franchise to that, we've made that accessible to them as well.
And what is the investment level of the Shine Window Care and Holiday Lighting?
Yeah, our initial fee is $34,900, and the total investment level is $100,000.
And what markets are you looking to fill right now?
Well, we're in several states around the nation right now. In Texas, we see some areas that we'd really love to develop: the Dallas market, more of the Houston market, and also looking at Atlanta in the state of Georgia, and we've got some things going on in Florida. So those are three areas that we're kind of targeting, but we're open to finding the right people in the right places to where Shine would flourish, and they could continue on making their community shine.
Can you tell us a little bit about the go-to-market strategy? Are you going out for single unit operators? Are you looking for multi-unit or multi-flag kinds of franchisees or area developers? What's the strategy for the market?
The model right now is single unit to start. So we really want to make sure we've got, I guess we're really committed to the success of our franchisees, and being a younger model, we really want to make sure that we have a lot of passion that's getting poured into our locations. So that's the strategy we're using right now, and so far it's been effective.
And as a follow-up to that question, I always marvel at how franchisors really have to be buttoned down with systems and operations secured such that they can be certain that franchisees have the tools that they need to stay true to the brand and to function and operate properly. Your business, it would seem even more so, on one hand, complicated because the culture isn't something that you can teach. The culture isn't something that you can put into a manual. So how do you vet your prospective franchisees for the vision, values, and culture, as much as for the hope that they're coming from the right kind of background to follow the training and the ops manuals and the actual operation of the business? It seems like you've got to go much deeper in vetting people.
That's a good point to bring up, and it is definitely one of the areas that we're looking for. So we're very upfront in who we are and what we're about and what we're trying to accomplish. So at Shine as a possible opportunity for them really knows that we don't back down from who we are, especially the faith-based side of it. We're believers, and we're trying to share that light with others. So I guess right from the very beginning they know, and it doesn't make it a slam dunk or easy, but it does help us. And then when they're going through the validation process, they're speaking with others, and, birds of a feather flock together. So they can kind of see that what's happening, and if that doesn't appeal to them, then there's probably a better opportunity out there for them, and we'll encourage them that way. But if they like what they see and like what they feel and want more of that, then Shine might be a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, I love the whole culture aspect of this. We talk often about sustainable franchising, and obviously there has to be, some type of culture. And I want to, just share with our listening audience some of what I see on the website. So I'll read through this, and the Shine lens, where you ask your employees to view everything through the Shine lens, then to make a decision, consider the customer, yourself, and the business, and ask if your actions are smart, healthy, is it safe, nice and friendly, and, of course, ethical. And then it goes on to talk about the Shine franchise vision. The vision is the ability to see what we could be in a passionate belief that it should be that way. Vision is clearly seeing where we want to go and who we want to be. The Shine vision is to be best in serving and caring for our customers and our team while growing a smart, healthy, and profitable business. And, of course, it leads into what is the Shine franchise mission. And the mission is how we plan to get there. The Shine mission will help us reach our vision by working together to be smarter, healthier, safer, nicer, and more ethical in all areas of our business, so we can provide a brighter experience to each and every client. And then, of course, it starts to wrap up with what are our values. And I know a good friend of Stan and I, Dina Dwyer-Owens, who wrote the book Values, Inc., would be pleased to see this and read this. In order to accomplish our mission, we need guiding principles which empower the team to make decisions that align with our mission and are non-negotiable with the team. As we live out our values, we grow our team culture. And, of course, it lists the Shine core values as being a light, making a difference, pursuing excellence, and servant heart leadership. Really good quality traits to an organization. And it seems like you're not only talking the talk, Chris, but you're walking the walk. And I think that's just phenomenal in today's day and age. I really do. So kudos to you on that. So with that in mind, what does the future hold for, your organization and for you individually?
Well, excited just to keep on going, Paul. Every franchise that we're able to award, we kind of feel is bringing a little more light to another community. So I guess as fast or as slow as that happens, kind of determines on the people that come and the people that we end up finding that want to be part of this. So I guess excited is a word that comes to mind when I think of the future, and kind of humbled to be able to be part of Shine. We all kind of work for this brand together and steward it. So just thankful for the people that have been brought here to work together to do this. So stay committed to it is kind of our goal.
Are you going to be participating, Chris, in any of the upcoming shows or expos where people can come out and meet you and learn a little bit more about the opportunity? And if not, tell us how the audience can get in touch with you or both.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in a few events. We haven't had them all identified right now, but one of the best ways to get a hold of us is we love to talk to you. And I have no problem giving my number out, and I'm going to give it out right now. You can talk to me, 512.
Have at it.
516-9838.
Give it one more time.
You bet. 512-516-9838, and I'd love to have a chat with you.
And what about your URL for the web address?
ShineWindowCare.com. And then ShineHolidayLighting.com.
Excellent. Chris, I can't thank you enough for sharing your story. A very unique story, determination and focus. Funny, we start with Badlands talking about hungry and focused, and we finish with focus like I've never heard it, that you are so determined and so rooted in what you're doing and the conviction of your commitment to your business, to your franchisees, to your team, to your customers. It's universal in everything I hear. So my hat's off to you for bringing that level of values and servant leadership to the franchise world, and hope you and your franchisees have continued success, which to me isn't going to be left to luck with what I've heard here today. Thanks for joining us today.
Guys, thanks a lot. It's been a privilege. And before I go, I just got to also, behind all of this is the commitment from my wife, Michelle, and a lot of these other guys who are running these businesses. It's their family commitment too. So just want to say thanks to my wife, Michelle, and thank you guys for the opportunity to be with you today.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate it.
Thank you again.
You bet.
So, Stan, another show, another story. You know, this is 3 out of 4 shows where we're talking about, you know, cancer too. It's just another heartwarming story of how it affects people's lives. There's too many of them. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. That's for sure. So, as we have a little bit of time towards the back of the house, do you have any insight or perspective on some of the upcoming events in the franchise world before we call it a day?
I'm just hard-pressed to believe that I'm less than a week out, heading back out again to Las Vegas for the second time in probably about a month, going out to the Franchise Times Franchise Finance Conference, and FRM is sponsoring it, and looking forward to my first time actually doing that with Franchise Times. I've been out there in years past as a participant or as a speaker, but I've not been there as a sponsor. So really, really looking forward to it. It's a focused group, and I think like Franchise Update, where you have a conference that's got a pretty laser-pointed focus in terms of who's there and why. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like through the Franchise Times lens. And, hey, just a week away. Here I go again.
Yeah, and of course, like Franchise Update, I love the people at Franchise Times, Nancy and Mary Jo. And I want to call out specifically Tom Kaiser, who is the editor. I guess he's the editor now, isn't he? Or one of the editors at Franchise Times. But Tom does an unbelievable job talking about urban, millennials, and that whole new aspect of franchising. And I know he's committed to come to the show, and so now I'm going to give it as a reminder. If he's listening, Tom, we need to get you on here. And Stan, if you see him in Las Vegas, as I'm sure you would, give him a little bit of a poke. We need him on Franchise Today.
I don't think we'll have to poke too hard. I think he'll come willingly. And I'll do that next week because I'm certain I'll see him out there, Paul.
Yeah, that'll be great. I really look forward to doing so. I think he brings a whole different perspective that we need.
And, you opened the program today, as we usually do, talking about how far into the year we are already, amazingly enough. But, hey, we're just a few more weeks out to the IFE and those pastrami sandwiches, which are now going to be enjoyed and shared under the Badlands Booker umbrella. That's just a few weeks away, too, Paul.
I know it. And, of course, a lot of our legal friends, attorneys, will be at the legal symposium coming up. We've got Mother's Day in between. Then we're in New York at the IFE, and then there's the Franchise Update Consumer Marketing Conference. I know you probably have some IFA stuff coming up board-wise in June, as is typical. And then, of course, we'll be right into the
We had kind of lost you there, Paul. It looks like your mic dropped out, but you're right. The IFA Summer Board meeting will be upcoming, as will the Titus Franchise Center Advisory Board meeting coming up in June as well. So heading into summer, it's going to be it's busy season, and as is typically the case where we think things may slow down around the franchise world for the last couple of years, I just don't see it happening. I think it's going to be a very busy season this summer, and going into the already busy fall season, there will be no break between now and then, and that's a very good thing, Paul. Paul, I think we've lost you, and if that's the case, I'm going to say sorry.
Actually, you lost me, and it just popped me back in just in time for me to end the show. I mean, thank God it didn't happen earlier. Certainly didn't want to interrupt our guest, but like they say about technology, you got to love it or you got to hate it, but it's necessary at this time. So I'm going to take us down the pike of bringing Badlands Jingle back on, but before then, I'd like to sign out. Until next week, my name is Paul Segreto, wishing you the best, the very best, in this great, great world of franchising. Franchise Today is
Franchise
out.
Pros, Stan the Man, Paul Segreto. Time to show you the way of franchising today. Hey, do you possess the spirit of an entrepreneur? Wanna lay your business plan down like a rug or a floor? Or maybe you have a dream of opening a chain of delis, or whatever passion lights that pilot light under your belly. Or do you want to start a business, fam, using the proven trademark from another brand? And grow together and expand like a rage of fire, from a single to a multi-unit empire. Well, pay attention to this podcast that you hear and streaming in HD to fine-tune both of your ears. And Stan and Paul lays down the law. Whether you want to be a franchisee or a franchisor, it's all about sustainable growth, the sensible franchising, proven concepts, the smart enterprising. So use your left and right side of your brain and absorb this knowledge here. Franchising today, Badlands, baby. Franchising today, sustainable growth, the sensible franchising. Franchise today, sustainable growth, the sensible franchising. Franchise today, franchising today, franchising today, yeah.
Mike has FOM, the fear of missing McRib, so he cleared his calendar.
Yo, dude, backstage passes? Nah. Hey, babe, this weekend? Can't do it. What up? That sounds great, but count me out.
Do what you gotta do. Just don't miss the return of the sandwich, the myth, the legend, the McRib. Come into McDonald's today and get a delicious, saucy McRib sandwich, made even better with the one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper, the one you crave. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
My health is important, but I don't want my health insurance to break the bank. That's why FEP Blue Focus is perfect for me. It offers nationwide coverage, and my first 10 doctor visits a year are just $10 each. I can also earn rewards for getting my annual checkup. Even better, it's all backed by the strength and security of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Federal Employee Program.
Find out if FEP Blue Focus is right for you. Visit askblue.fepblue.org today.
When it's PCS time, you know the drill. Pack, research the new base, get the kids in school, because family supports family. At American Public University, we support military families with flexible, affordable online education that moves with you. As a military spouse, your tuition rate is the same as your partner's, just $250 per credit hour. American Public University, education that moves with you. Learn more at apu.apus.edu/military.